Let's go. Double overtime for your mind, brought to you by Prize Picks. Let's go, Cowboy Nation and everyone that's listening. We're going to talk about this, and shout out to the Detroit Lions, who we played later on in the season. And it's always good to review these type of things. This is going to be the post-game thoughts and analysis brought to you by Prize Picks. Let's go, Cowboy Nation. It's still Cowboys all day, baby. And wake up, good afternoon, and good night to those who somehow tuning in to. We're live on multiple outlets. Shout out to you and you and you. Come on. As they say, really ain't no party like a cowboy party. But what about a Law Nation groove? A little bit, right? Come on. All right. Appreciate each and every last one of you all. I hope that you guys got a chance to see the game. And if you were a part of the Pick'em party earlier, you saw that my brother, he actually picked the Lions. So I'm going to have to go ahead next week, take a shot, because I picked the doggone Kansas City Chiefs. But it is a situation whereas we still can go over this, and I'm going to talk about the and then we both lost on the picks, right, all together, man. And here's the thing, though. All together, when you look at it and you say to yourself, how can the Cowboys step up and be a part of this race as it relates to regular seasons and things like that? Well, you're going to lose a game. Nobody goes into this thing undefeated unless you are the 1972 Dolphins, right? So you're going to lose some, and you're going to do that. And that's just how it goes. And when you check out Twitter and you think about what they said over there on Twitter, we had a good little feed going on about the drops or what have you, and we went over that. We talked about those things. We talked about the breaking news of Joe Burrow's getting unbelievable money, $275 million. And we talked about guys that stood tall in this particular game as well. So it is what it is. Shout out to everybody for stepping in and tuning in for these type of shows. And to show that, and let me get back to over here. Appreciate you guys. I really want you guys to check this out. To download the app to be a part of this special process that we got going on with Prize Picks. All you have to do is click this link right here. Yeah, they blew my parlays, Law. They did, didn't they? Shout out to you, Armani. Appreciate you. And let me pull it up over here. I got to pin it to the top of the page because I really want you guys to check it out here. Just bear with me while I build the plane as we fly, basically. Cowboy Nation, how do y'all feel, though? In Chief Nation, if you out there, how you feel about losing game one, And, to be fair, nobody wins the Super Bowl week one. Nobody wins the Super Bowl week one. Write that down onto your mental mindset. No one wins the Super Bowl week one. And that's just how it goes. I know a lot of people may look at it and say, hey, I want to win. I want to win now, but you're not going to win every game. You're not going to win every game. Let me see, pin it to the top right here. Boom. So, yeah, to help support the nation, just join that up right here. All right, so let me talk about golf. He was no, that's Pat Mahomes. We'll go by golf first. Golf was 22 for 35, 253 yards. We had him going more than that, right? We had that brother going more than that, and we lost. We lost in this prize pick challenge. We actually had him going more than 257 yards, and he didn't do that. He went 253. God dog, man. It's just one of those things, whereas, God dog, I thought we were going to win. You know what I'm saying? As our expert analysis over here, the twin maker, he the one picked these things. He's going to have to take some shots. You know what I'm saying? And Pat Mahomes, he had 226 yards. We had him going more than 281. Next time we do this, next year on the opening, we're going to be conservative with it. Now, they have Dak Prescott as a freebie. He only have a 0.5 yards. So even if he throw a 10-yard out, we going to win that. So hopefully we can bounce back. We got to have at least, to break even, Dak Prescott to at least throw 10 yards, right, or 6 yards, or a yard, basically. If he passed a yard, then we are winning. And then we got to have Joe Burrow to pass for more than 265. So if y'all let me know if we can do it, let me know in the chat, because right now we jeez, we done. But let's go back to this chart right here. And for those who want to compete with us, click the link that's at the top of the page on my YouTube page. All right, so he was 22 for 35, 253 yards. That is Jared Goff. He had 1 sack. He got sacked 1 time, but he had the QBR of 94.1, and he averaged 7.2 yards per throw. Jahmyr Gibbs, roll tide, man. Who's a big fan of Jahmyr Gibbs? You know what I'm saying? I see you down there. He says sacrifice over here. I got you, bro. I got you, bro. I got you. Who's a big fan of roll tide Jahmyr Gibbs?
Sacrifice. Don't give up the fight.
That's my guy, man. Y'all know I had Jahmyr Gibbs, but, you know, hey, roll tide. I see you, Tony, you know.
Sacrifice.
Come on, man. Where my sniper game at? Yes, indeed. So he looked good. He looked good. And speaking of that, about him looking good, he did have 7 rushing attempts for 42 yards. And then where's his receiving? 2 catches for 18. That's flat out good for a rookie. And on top of that, being split carry guy. Overall, they had 118 yards rushing. David Montgomery looked good out there for the Lions. And we'll see these boys. They may be a whole different team down the stretch. But I think that Amon-Ra St. Brown did really good. 6 reception for 71 yards. And then Josh Reynolds, they kind of roll coverage to Ramon-Ra St. Brown, the sun god. They roll coverage his way, and he looked phenomenal out there, because that's why Josh Reynolds was open multiple times. And then you had Sam Laporta. Shout out to Sam Laporta. Who had Sam Laporta high on their draft board? Who had Sam up there, man? I need to know, man. I want to know. I got to know, man. Who had Sam up there? You know. All right, so after watching this game, 2 things came to my mind. One being, hey, there will be some drop balls. There will be some tip balls, right? When you don't have the ability to have that playmaker out there. And it doesn't matter if you have a Pat Mahomes. You got to have playmakers. And by him having his playmaker gone, and I'm talking about Travis Kelce, it hindered him. I think that they are at least a plus 10 points with Travis out there. The final score, 21-20. I'm quite sure that the Kansas City Chiefs win this game with Travis Kelce. And on top of that, another thing that came to my mind, as my snipers in the bush, I mean, hey, you can't dodge them. This thing came to mind, is that you got to have defense. Defense win championships. And right now, somewhere, Chris Jones is sitting back with his Birdman rub saying, hey, I seen what Bosa got. I'm not asking for that exact money, but the price of that bag just went up, because evidently if you had even him on this team, Chris Jones, they win. They win that game. All right, and let me talk about Marvin Jones. He had the fumble. Who was out there? C.J. Gardner-Johnson. C.J. Gardner-Johnson. Y'all remember that name? He played for the Philadelphia Eagles last season, and he is a very, very underrated guy. He flashed on the screen for us. He got into the face of the opposition. He was able to be a disruptor. He jumped on the routes when necessary. Jay Recruiter, Dak won games with Noah Brown. What is the excuses for Pat Mahomes? I'm so glad that you brought that to my attention, my dog. You know what I'm saying?
Sacrifice.
Ooh, wee. Okay. Let me find this dude. Archo Emmanuel. What's his name? Emmanuel. Here you go. Archo. Achu. Let's go right here. These are the excuses for the $500 million quarterback. He said Pat Mahomes' notable completions on a touchdown drive. He said a 30-yard to a fifth-round MVS, Marquez, Valquez, or however you say that man's name. I shouldn't even try to go that man's name. MVS. A 26-yarder to a fifth-round Justin Watson. You know what I'm saying? And then he said a touchdown pass to a fourth-round pick, Blake Bell. Mahomes just finds a way to get it done. Now, somehow, I'm looking at this, and I'm minding my business, come across my notification page. Shout out to Emmanuel, right? But the first person to respond to this, not the second, not the third, not the fifth, not the 30th, by the name, because it got over 26,000 likes. And he says, Lord Brunson, he was the first person. He said, meanwhile, the Dallas fans are complaining about a lack of weapons for Dak, but claims that he's elite. So from the very much so, and then somebody got him with this one. Somebody got him with the Slurpee, man. Somebody got him with the slurp action, So it is crazy. It is crazy, right? Shout out to y'all, man. But I want to say this, though. And I need to say this, because what round was Noah Brown drafted in? I need to know. I want to know. And quite frankly, I saw a Kadarius Toney out there. I thought he was a first-round draft pick. You know what I'm saying? I thought he was. He was a traded pick situation for the Chiefs because they got him from the Giants land. It wasn't our fault that he couldn't catch the ball that was perfectly placed in the hands. You're right? But the thing is, it's a double standard. But on that drive, we can talk about, fifth round pick and these sorts of things. But I'm going to tell you guys that, hey, Joseph Sandberg, my dog under there, he's one of the sniper gangs. He said that, hey, he was a seventh-round draft pick. He said he was seventh, and I'm talking about Noah Brown. And excuse me, can anybody, tell your brother from another mother, no other, don't look like Danny Glover? What round was Dennis Houston drafted in? I need to know. Can somebody help a brother out? Please, Can somebody let me know, man? I just want to know, because we had those weapons right there, and they were literally calling them weapons, Oh, he was an undrafted free agent, But the expectations for the Cowboys, for Dak Prescott, was to be, hey, week one, he got to hit Dennis Houston. Against a team like the Buccaneers, one can argue who had a previous higher resume than what the Lions exhibited and exude, right? And our expectations were a whole lot different, And here's the thing. I'm not talking about Pat Mahomes. We all can clearly see that this is the ultimate team sport. But if you were to just go into this season, and let's say catastrophically, and I'm not wishing this on anyone, but let's say you remove Travis Kelce, and you keep those host of weapons, right, or those cast of weapons that he have right now, you will still see the inconsistencies. There was a ball played so perfectly for the Sky kid. What's his last name? Y'all help me out. Is it Sky Moore? The ball was like basically right there. And he was like, hey, I don't think I should catch this. What round was he drafted in? Shout out to Branch, too, for that pick six. Who second. So my thing is, ladies and gentlemen, when we start talking about this completely, the whole conversational piece is that this particular team, everybody need weapons. And for those who say that the Chiefs didn't have weapons, they clearly didn't do any scouting report, no drafting report, or any of those things. They had weapons. They had guys that can catch the ball pretty well. Sky Moore, he's supposed to be that legitimate threat. Hey, Kadarius Toney, he's supposed to be that legitimate threat. You know what I'm saying? So it just goes the way it goes. You need your dogs in the game in order to win. You need your dogs in the game in order to win. And that's all I'm saying. So when we start talking about the double standards, it's just that it's only one team that it doesn't matter who we have out there because they always going to make it the wee-woo stuff, right? That's just what it is, unfortunately. So when we look back at this, and shout out to my situation here because we all want this to all happen because all he got to do is give us a 0.5, and that's 1 yard. But here's what I got to say here, Cowboy Nation. If you go and click the link at the top of my YouTube page, right? I got it pinned to the top of the comments. You can join this app, Prize Picks, and be a part of this nation. And what we want to do here, for those who join, screenshot it, let me know, and that way we can keep a good report on all what's going on. Yes, indeed. David Schaefer says, damn right, bro. So let's look at this. All right, so this was all of the stat lines for the Detroit. Let's go over to the Chiefs. Pat Mahomes was 21 for 39, 226 yards, 5.8 yards per throw, 2 touchdowns, 1 INT with a passer rating of 77.5. We know he got arm talent. We know that he's going to the Hall of Fame once he hang him up one day. And he kept plays alive. 6 rushes for 45 yards. He was the rushing leader for the Kansas City Chiefs. They rushed collectively of 90 yards. Isaiah, he did pretty good on some spurts or what have you. I still think that we go back to this and we start talking about who's their power back. If you want to throw any darts at the Kansas City Chiefs, they don't really have that big burly back that can give you those dirty yards. Isaiah tried, but him and Tony Pollard, look it up, they about the same size. He just looked a little wider, but they about the same size. Clyde, he tried to do all what he could, but he couldn't glide in there, man. 6 carries for 22 yards. And Marquez Valdez, he was the wide receiving leader. Normally, when you look at this score sheet right here, you will see Travis Kelce's name up there. But by him having that injury, the ball was passed around to multiple guys, to a MVS, to a Justin, to a Noah Gray, to a Isaiah, to a Blake Bell, to all of those guys, Rashid Rice, to a Jerick McKinnon, who dropped a short first down. He just dropped it and said, hey, I don't want nothing to do with this, right? They had a lot of drops in this game, too. They had a lot of drops in this game. Trent McDuffie, he did pretty good. 6 solo tackles, 8 total tackles as well. Nick Bolton, he always flying around doing his thing. And outside of that, the defense was an opportunistic defense. They forced 2 fumbles. They were able to put some pressure on Jared Goff, but it wasn't enough. I think that, if you add Christopher Jones into the mix, it would have been very much so easier for them to come out with the dub. But it goes to show you that you still need your weapons. You do. Sandra says Pat Mahomes threw it to almost every receiver. Yeah, he did. He did. Yes, indeed. So when we talk about this, ladies and gentlemen, and we go over the things that need to be talked about as it relates to the wide receivers, the interior play, and I'm not going to talk about Jawan Taylor false starts and them circumventing the rule, because, the rules are meant to be broken, basically, depending on which crew is out there. As far as the false starts, let me know how you guys feel about that, because let me just say this right quick, because I want to be fair and balanced. I want to give you guys some insights to what I'm talking about, because I'm trying to. It's supposed to be 30 minutes, but I'm gonna squeeze. I'm gonna give y'all some overtime.
Rage about. All right, I want to hop on here and make this video
Listen up, y'all.
addressing the outrage about false starts not being called.
Yeah.
The reason why they're not being called is because they're not false starts. I think it's important to understand the rules and understand within the rules there are loopholes, and within those loopholes you can start to build out technique and strategies to take advantage of those. As you look at the rules here, it talks about an offensive player being in a 2-point stance and he has the ability to adjust. Talking to some referees, one of the big things is you are allowed to adjust your back foot, all right? The biggest thing that they don't want to see is the trunk rock forward, all right, or that front foot shift in the stance. So the back foot, you can move it. Trent Williams does this a lot. Lane does this a lot. Laremy Tunsil. A lot of the elite tackles, David Bakhtiari, they're moving that back foot. What you can end up doing, and this is kind of giving away a trade secret, and you'll see here in the video with Jawan Taylor, is you find that back foot and then you find a rhythm in terms of getting that back foot and adjusting it. And then you just adjust it, you adjust it, you adjust it, and it becomes like a snap timer, all right? Now, it's one of those things that you don't even realize it's happening at the moment if you're a defender, which is why defenders aren't jumping. And has the referees view it in terms of within the rules, it's allowed because you can adjust your back foot. So many people in the mainstream media, former coaches, former players, are saying that this is a false start. Just because you think you see something doesn't mean that it is fact. Here are the facts. The rules are the facts. All right. The tape are the facts. These guys are not starting early. If a magician told you his secret to a trick, would you still argue about the validity of the trick just because your eyes see something else?
Well, that a lot of this is subjective. A lot of rules are subjective. You can call holding call on every play, right? And there's no way to refute. You can call pass interference. It's very subjective at the top of the route. Back in our days, you can get physical at the top of the route. You can bump off and get aggressive. The officials know that, hey, it's top of the route. We'll let these boys play. But it depends on the crews. Now, in 2021, there was a left tackle by the name of Trent Williams versus the Cowboys, Cowboys versus the 49ers in the playoff. He would do the stanky leg. He would shake his leg, right? And that would draw my guy, Randy Gregory, off sides, right? Because he's a very aggressive guy. Now, Jawan Taylor, he knew that he had nothing to do with Aiden Hutchinson. So he would line off a little bit, plus shake his leg and have his head aligned with the LOS, which that is, according to the rule book, legal, right? But that is subjective because we've seen sometimes they will call it and sometimes they won't. So, and the funny part about it, they waited to the fourth quarter, 3-4 minutes till or what have you, and then they called, hey, man, false start. They finally called it. But it's a situation in a scenario that most of these calls are subjective, right? We had a situation whereas in one playoff game, and I know this is different between playoffs and the first opening week, that they called a play. It was very crucial to us in a playoff game, I believe in 2016, where they said, hey, too many people in the huddle. Too many people in the huddle. And it's against Green Bay. We had a guy by the name of Bryce Butler to come inside the huddle. Well, to pause, because y'all be on it. Pause. Well, he were to join the huddle, right? And they said too many people in the huddle, even though it was doing an exchange, right? So after that, they said, okay, we normally don't call this penalty. Let's readdress this, and let's not call this ever. Let's at least give teams a warning. So now they give teams a wonderful, beautiful warning. Like, where was all grace and mercy, man? That play, if they didn't call that, who knows? The football is a game of inches. Ain't this right, Gabriel? Appreciate you. Love the content, man. Appreciate you. So we seen that, and if it's too many people on the LOS, normally the officials will say, hey, you got to step off the line or you have to come up. We all know the rules that it got to be at least 7 guys or 7 players basically on the LOS, right? Sometimes the rookie players may line off of it. Sometimes they may be too many people on the line. It's custom for the officials to say, hey, it's too many. But is it a written rule? No. So that's why I say most of these rules are very subjective. And it's very negative when it comes to the silver and blue. And that could be a whole nother situation why it is such. But golf, he said golf looking like Chad Pennington is from the Dark Net. The Dark Net, golf looked pretty good tonight. He looked pretty good tonight. He made the throws when it was necessary. The score could have been more, but they fumbled inside their own 20. It could have been even more of a defeat, but we go back and forth because even if the Chiefs had their weaponry, then it would have been a situation whereas they would have probably dog-walked them if you put Chris Jones inside and if you bring back Travis Kelce. But that's the good thing about the NFL. It is the land of the unknown. I like the way Brian Broader said, it's a strange lady. Yes, indeed. My guy Hope or my girl Hope, whichever one, Hope, appreciate you. He said KC lost the game, period. You're right. They lost. Yes, indeed. So most of the times, how do you guys feel in that transition? Now that we got that out the way, transitioning over to the Cowboys, right? We had a wonderful display of banter of going back and forth, Bad Dog and I. And it's on the Super Friends show. Bad Dog, my guy, he believes that Eli Manning is better than Troy Aikman. If you got a chance to watch the Super Friends show, it was just on about 3 hours ago. And he believes, I love weed. Before you go smoke one, he believes that Eli Manning is better, is flat out better than Troy Aikman. He also believes, because of the numbers and the stats or what have you, he also believes, and he's my guy, man, he also believes that Tiki Barber is better than Emmitt Smith, man. So somebody, y'all go reach out to Bad Dog and y'all let him know that he is absolutely, because I said it.
You must be out of your goddamn mind.
He do right here to the man. Y'all gotta watch the episode. I'm gonna cut it up tonight or tomorrow, and I'm gonna let y'all listen to what he had to say. He is just as bad as this dude right here. You know what I'm saying? Where he at? Here you go.
Daniel Jones over Dak Prescott 100 out of 100 times, and I think most people would agree with.
You think most people would agree with him?
Most people would agree.
Based on last year, I'd agree with you, but over their careers, no, I wouldn't.
Based on the projection of where both of these players are going.
Now, so the cocaine's happening. When does that crack come into play for you?
Yeah. Look at the face. Look at the eyes. You know what I'm saying? Hey, he got to be on something. Now, this is Tiki Barber. He's a whole nother case, a case that we got to go and study. But this dude is right here out of his...
You must be out of your goddamn mind.
I can't wait for this weekend. When we look back at everything... before we had left our show earlier today, and I wasn't aware of it, Tyron Smith, of course, he had an injury. It's a minor injury with his ankle. They're going to double tape it up. Y'all know how it is. Spat it up, and he should be out there on the field. And I'm talking about Tyron Smith. Now, Tyler Smith is day-to-day. He will be a game-day decision, according to the reports that I heard. Hopefully, he will be able to be out there, too. Here's what I want. Chuma Edoga, TJ Bass, I don't want to see them. But if it's necessary for those boys to be out there juxtaposed to rushing a Tyron Smith out there and a Tyler Smith, I would prefer us to weigh it out and say, hey, it's a long season, And I would rather pace myself and work it with these guys that can hopefully stand tall against the Giants. That's what I would want. That's what I would want. Shout out to you, Lindsay. It says, I bet people won't even think of the tip pick 6 as it relates to 15 fault. I put as it relating there just to piss off some people. Yes, indeed. I would say this, Lindsay. They already was saying that, man, how dare Kadarius Toney drop that, right? How dare he drop that, you know what I'm saying? And Brian Branch, Roll Tide, took it all the way to the house, you know what I'm saying? Bash, you turning him loose. Gerald Beasley, okay. Actually, I would play Awesome instead of Chuma. Joseph, you're not alone on that. You're not alone. You're not alone with that, man. I'm with you, dog. I would like to see Awesome out there. When I did got a chance to see Chuma, we were all sitting there at practice saying, hey, man, he is number 71, right? And we was like, hey, man. I said, man, who is that? You know what I'm saying? Shout out to you, T Friendly. Shout out to you. Oh, is it T Foster? Yeah. Shout out to you, too. Yeah, he said, I unsubscribe you too, Friendly. I'm you talking to me or you talking to someone else? I don't know, But if you did, I promise you, man, one way or another,
you must be out of your goddamn mind.
If you think it's going to hurt the numbers over here, come on, baby. I'm just saying, the friendly nose, you know what I'm saying? But I'm just joking with you, dude. I don't want you to get mad and punch win and go to bed all mad and upset. Never go to bed mad at someone, T. We wish you well and hope you find another content creator who's not as friendly as me. But 9 times out of 10, when they've been around as long as me, they tend to become a little friendlier. You know what I'm saying? Because we done been through some things, Cowboy Nation and Chiefs Nation. And don't shank me with the butter knife. Because, dog.
Shame.
It would be a shame. Come on.
Shame.
Come on.
Shame.
But as we depart on this beautiful night, I want you guys to do me a friendly check, if you can. The meek shall inherit the earth. I would say use that link. I put a line down the road. Oh, man. Use that link to download the pick prize. I put the wrong wordings in there. But you guys click that and join the app. And this is just the beginning. We do have some things unfolding for the good for us, and I can't wait to see you guys on the other end of it. Be sure to hit the like, share this content, and check out all what we're doing. We will be back live in the morning time to give you guys the unbelievable coverage. And for those who are out here, if you somehow being a Kansas City Chiefs fan, if you somehow being a Lions fan, you just understand you may be a fan of those guys, but we would love to have you over here in this beautiful nation to observe, even if you're a bystander, because every ounce of your viewership works over here. Because when we get to the playoffs and when we get beyond the playoffs and get to that Super Bowl, maybe you'll tear off all of that Kansas City stuff, right? And maybe you'll tear off all of that line stuff and you'll join the Dallas Cowboys, who is mighty, right? That's who we are, baby. Ain't that right, Nick Blue? Come on, baby. Ain't that right, Soul Sammer? Appreciate you, man. Because at the end of the day, we know what we got to do. We got things in front of us that we got to lay down and put down. Dak Prescott for MVP. Decree and declare. I see you, fam. That's Coyote. Appreciate you. We need it all over here, and we're going to try to get it all. Let's go, Cowboy Nation. And if you Jerry Jones,
I want me some glory hole.
Well, you might get a chance. You might get a chance.
Let's go, man! Let's go!
From the community of the Dallas Cowboys of providing that for you. If we continue to win. MVP, come on, baby.
He ain't lying.
Let's go. The prize fighter, even when he's down, he continued to swing. He's continued to fight one way or another. A lot of people look at this and say, well, Lord, it's late, man. I'm trying to wake up. Yeah, well, that's relative. Because somewhere it's still early. Somewhere somebody's waking up to this. Somewhere somebody is saying, like a T. Foster, I need somebody who's more aggressive. I need something that can get me going. But this can get anyone going if they have their mind set to the right tools, if they have their actions going to the right places. And that's right here is the moment when we face those giants, when we show them who is mighty, when we let them know that since 2016, this quarterback been taking it personal. He on a 10-game winning spree, and he ain't trying to slow it down for no one. And that is Dak Prescott. We looking at the reemergence of Brandon Cooks. We're looking at the reemergence of Michael Gallup. Those boys, those two boys right there got something to prove. And let us not forget about Jalen Tolbert. Don't you know all three of those guys were at some point considered washed up, has been, and especially Tolbert, he just came to the party and y'all was already labeling that guy as a bust, right? And he was like, wait a minute, what did I do wrong? I didn't say, hey, just give me hook routes, give me stop routes. I'm from South Alabama. I need something over here, you know? You know what? Maryland, don't say bye, T. The dog that get hit with the brick yelps. That's what is going on with him. He okay. You know, he couldn't have him a lady to make him some tacos. That's what it is. So somebody make that brother some tacos. That's what he need. But write this down. If you want a thing bad enough to go out there and fight for it, to work day and night for it, to give up your time, your peace, and your sleep, if all of your desires of it makes you quite mad enough that you don't get tired of it, and it makes you hold everything tawdry and cheap, if life itself seems empty and useless without it, and all that you scheme and dream is about it, if you'll gladly go out there and sweat, fret, and plan for it, and lose all terror of your mind. If you will simply go after the thing you want with all of your capacity, strength, and scargacity, with faith, hope, and confidence and stirred pertinacity, if neither cold, poverty, or famish or fame, or sickness of your body or brain can turn you away from the thing you want, if dogged and grim, and besieged and beset with the help of Almighty. With some tacos, boy, you can get it. Ain't that right, baby? I got me some tacos, baby. Roll Tide. Shout out to the Lions. They're the first team to win for the 2023 season. Let's go. Salute to them. I told y'all at least a silver and blue team won this weekend, right? Or this week, right? Come on. Let's get on up out of here.
Damn.
Yes, indeed.
Whoa. Give me my theme music.
Whoa. Come on. I want to know were there any Eagle fans in here, man. Roll Tide, baby. Come on, I see you. Let's go. I'm just playing. I'm not going to do Monty like that. Monty need to get his sleep. I'm not going to wake up Monty. I ain't going to wake up Monty, man. Justin D, you didn't like that game? I think the game was pretty good, though. Shout out to Prize Pick, man. If you guys could do me a huge favor, download the app, go join it, be a part of it. Hey, compete against me and my brother. Let's go. Come on. Hell State, I see you.
Lately, I just wanna run it up. Need them ones, I need them fives, need them tens, I need that change to the safe. Got blues inside.
Yo.
Greens and pinks, it's all the same. I still save and roll my change. Take some losses when I play, charge it to the game. I'm with L, yeah, I'm with T Black, I'm with Revan now. I'm with A, yeah, I'm with J, yeah, I'm with Chuck and now.
Come on.
Still the same, not switching sides, now it's about loyalty. Used to size off for the bag, and that's worth more to me. I mix Nike with designer, I experiment. You just rock.
Hey, I can't wait for us to blow out the Lions, though. Come on.
For the one, but baby girl, it's nothing real as this. Can't trust a soul, I keep a hammer, call it too legit. been really in the field, love the rush, I love the feel. Lately, I just wanna run it up. Don't need no deals, I make
Hey, T. Foster.
lately, I just wanna run it up.
Lay your head on that pill at night.
Yeah.
You know, I gave you everything I had. I gave you
Kinda check
everything
us out. Lately, I just wanna run it up.
Shout out to you, man. Justin Dave. Come on. December the 30th. Let's go. Appreciate y'all, man. One love to you and you. Come on. I got you. I got you. I got you.
I be at home alone. I be in zones alone.
I be on roll along. Come on. $2 holla. Hey, Stelios, we asked about you today, man. Hold on. Let me stop this. Let me pull it out right quick, man. My guy, Uncle Dave in the house, man. You know, it's no hold bars, though. But Twin Maker said he's looking for his Appalachian moonshine, and you got to ship it off to him because he's ready. And I got to take a shot, too, next week because I picked the Chiefs to win today, and they end up got doggone losing by 1 point. How about that, though? But this is what Stelio sent me, y'all. And I'm savoring this one because they said that if you fool around and drink this, I'll probably be talking to Peter and Paul if I drink too much of this, man. So we ain't going to do that tonight. No. But at the end of the day,
all I ask is when you lay your head on that pill at night, you know, I gave you everything I had. I gave you everything I had.
And just relax.
Come on, let's go. And I got the longest outro still, though. Somebody gonna be up with me. Come on. This is a habit now. Let me give y'all some Cowboys wallpaper. All right. So somebody asked, what proof was it? It's a 70 proof, 35% alcohol, volume 750. So I don't know if that's good or bad. I don't know. Y'all let me know. I follow. If you got to work Monday, I advise you to go ahead and call in because Sunday night, we're going to be up all night, so y'all know how that goes, right? So if you work somewhere Monday, call in. Justin D says 70 proof will blind you. Oh, wow. Be Ray Charles up in this man. I got a woman way over town that's good to me. Type in new media in the chat. Could I be your player too? I follow. Come on. If I offended anyone, charge it to my head, not my heart.
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained?
Crank and fly. Then forever doesn't feel that far. So far.
Ooh.
So far.
Good Son 5. Let's go.
Crank and fly. Then forever doesn't feel that
Said he's off.
So far, so far.
He's off on those days.
If a baby grain can fly, fly on, fly on, fly on, fly on, fly on.
remember, you're listening to nothing but the best. Come on. Sounds of soft souls and hits and oldies.
Yes. I cannot say what's wrong or right. No. It's not hard to fool me. No. 'Cause I'm addicted to the good life.
The playlist of All Nation Sports. Let's go.
Lead the way. I follow. No need to say. Where we are heading now, babe. I follow to the edge of it all. To the edge of it all. So tell your good night. 'Cause I'll buy no matter what. Yeah.
Appalachian Moonshine. Blackberry. That's what it's called.
Before the moment flies. So tell you good night. 'Cause I'll buy no matter what. So set the ball now. Before the moment flies. It's not a problem. No. 'Cause I know what I'm getting into. Yes. Yeah. And nothing can stop me.
Mountain Tradition.
'Cause I'm addicted to what you and
Somebody
I
said I could start a car with this.
realize. Lead the way.
Come on.
I follow. No need to say. Where we are heading now, babe. I follow to the edge of it all. So tell you good night.
I'm out. Till next time.
Buy no matter what.
Chiefs did miss Eric Bieniemy, though. You're right.
Susceptible now. Before the moment flies. Before it flies. So tell you good night. 'Cause I'll buy no matter what. Susceptible now. Before the moment flies.
Now, so the cocaine's happening. When does that crack come into play for you?
Until next time, baby. It is NyQuil. See y'all bright early in the morning. Salute. One love.